as a CISO, I definitely don't want to install a product. In a way, glad as well they did not use the next gen CNAPP, which a lot of people, I imagine, full rebranding of the entire Palo Alto suite of. Hey, what's up, everyone? So a lot of you have been asking me to do a lot more coverage similar to the one that I did a couple of weeks ago with HashiConf. There was a keynote announcement on the security features from HashiCorp themselves for Vault and other features. Check out the video over there. This week, we have Project Darwin. This is supposed to be the biggest announcement from Palo Alto. You can sign up on the link and watch the keynote as well. So I have signed up on the link for you guys, so you don't have to. So I'm going to summarize the entire keynote, which is about 30 plus minutes of it in 5 minutes. And as always, I would just skim through some parts, which are either introduction or just talking about specific things. But I'm going to put on the hat of a CISO and a cloud security professional, as always, to give you what's valuable for your job. And as we kind of go through this announcement from Palo Alto. All right, let me bring up the screen and let's go through the announcement, which is Project Darwin from Palo Alto together. I must say, I already like the CNAPP Supercharged. I haven't heard that one. I'm in a way glad as well they did not use the next gen CNAPP, which a lot of people, I imagine, are really tempted to do. So I'm super excited for what is going to be CNAPP Supercharged and not next gen CNAPP. So let's go through this with them and see what comes through. Okay, so we had our introduction, and the first person to come online is Ankur Shah, who's the SVP for products at Palo Alto Network. Now, I think I've known Ankur for some time. People who may remember Redlock, which was an acquisition of Palo Alto back in the day when cloud security people were still far and few, and cloud security was only being done by a few handful of products. Redlock was one of them, and Ankur is from that company. So he does have history with cloud security. I'm curious to see what he has to say and what Project Darwin is going to be. I think Code to Cloud Intelligence has been dropped a couple of times. So I'm curious what this Code to Cloud Intelligence is.
Today, I'm really excited to talk about a new release for Prisma Cloud, internally called Darwin. As we have done in the past, we're fundamentally changing how cloud security needs to get done. At the end of this session, you're going to have a new insight into how you should think about securing your entire application pipeline from code to cloud with the radical new approach that we're taking.
Wait, did he just say application as well as cloud in the same sentence? But I'm guessing this is going to be one of those predictions coming true for what I've been talking about for some time, where application security, cloud security, they have to converge at some point, especially when you start building applications in the cloud. And I don't think anyone has been able to kind of bring the two together. Like you can use some of the vendors for integration with application security side. You can use some vendors for bringing in the cloud security side onto the application side. Sometimes even on the endpoint protection side, people are trying to do cloud security as well. So I don't know. I'm just sensing this, and this could be one of my predictions coming true as well. So I'm just a bit excited to see if this is going to be one of those predictions. But so far, Code to Cloud Intelligence, I still don't know what it is, but I have a sense based on what's been shared so far. Potentially, I think my prediction's coming true. So Palo Alto may be the first company to talk about this. All right, let's see what Ankur has to say more. Okay, so far, Ankur has been talking about how applications are being deployed and assembled together, but this is an interesting diagram for a lot of us who probably are working. So let me just make this a bit bigger. So if you look at the diagram and go from left to right, there is already SCA, IAC security, SAST, secret scanning, CICD security, CSPM, CIEM. I can keep going on, but this is truly what all of us are talking about most days. A lot of us cloud security professionals, whether it's your CISOs buying products to solve problems at scale using products, or cloud security professionals trying to scale their efforts by using some kind of a tooling, which is either free or paid. So this is truly how scattered the space is. So I think on the money so far, let's continue. I'm going to keep fast forwarding to the point where I find something interesting. I'll keep pausing it there. But so far, we're still going through how applications are currently deployed. For people who may not have seen before and maybe are thinking about how they're being deployed at a high level, this is a great diagram for it. All right, let's continue. All right, I have to take a moment for this because this is exactly what I was saying when that diagram came up, that all of us are already juggling with this. And I'm actually, in a way, I must say that as a product company, they're doing the right thing by talking to customers. And they obviously identified that customers are also complaining about the fact that they have to collectively work with different departments. So there are silos already between application security, cloud security. There are different kinds of tools that don't talk to each other unless there's integration, which then comes with its own problem. And there's understaffed people as well. So definitely hitting the point so far, Ankur. Keep going, man. Okay, I guess this is 2023. There is no conversation that could be had without an AI conversation. Same thing happened with HashiConf and same thing happening with Darwin as well. At this point in time, it is still a big unknown in terms of how much impact AI can have on cybersecurity, but it is still worthwhile calling out that yes, we don't, at this point in time, if you kind of want to prepare for the worst case scenario, or at least having an understanding of AI to accelerate attacks. All right, let's continue going. Oh, okay. So I get it. They were already doing ISE, CICD, secret scanning, all these other CNAPP kind of features already. Now, Core to Cloud Intelligence basically having a layer which understands all of it is how I'm taking it. Maybe they'll talk a bit more about it, but I think this also seems like a possibility that actually they are combining all these products that they've bought in the past. Instead of having them as silos, they're actually going to combine them into one-to-one intelligence field. So this is really interesting. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so they have Core to Cloud Intelligence, a layer that they have already developed. They're using that to provide more visibility, have some application context, and also have core to cloud context as well for remediation, reporting, and scaling with AI. I'm definitely most curious about the scaling with AI, but this is exactly what I was talking about, what the industry needs to do in terms of bringing the code to cloud conversation into one single platform instead of us using multiple products to kind of solve this. I haven't obviously seen the product demo yet, but based on what the Project Darwin announcement seems to be, they are definitely bringing that core to cloud layer. And for people who kind of are wondering what core to cloud is, I'll leave a video over there just where we spoke about core to cloud, cloud to code. What really is it? I'll leave a video over there just for you to kind of check out this definition. But this has been super interesting so far because they're ticking a lot of the boxes and they're also addressing what a lot of us customers of cloud security have been complaining about for some time, that why am I managing so many different tools? Obviously, would love to see what it actually looks like and what it detects. But the fact that it's agentless definitely caught my attention. As a CISO, I definitely don't want to install a product that if I'm unhappy with it and if it doesn't deliver, I can't uninstall. I can't get rid of it in a few minutes. I have to do this entire project planning and all of that to kind of get the agents out. So agentless definitely makes sense. The second one definitely makes sense for me is the fact that now you have context for application as well in the cloud context, because all my applications are either being built in cloud or migrated in cloud, but I have to manage a CNAPP separately, a application security piece separately, and my GitHub security separately. All of that is separate, but this would definitely make a lot of difference. Depending on, I mean, obviously execution is the key, but so far we've seen this, and I kind of want to see this in action at this point in time. But let's see what more is there from the announcement. I think the visibility part, all of us have seen other cloud providers do this as well. So I'm sure a lot of people would hear that and go, yep, I understand that part. Application context is definitely something that I have not seen enough of. So this is really interesting to see. Other things that have been called out so far are definitely valuable. So for someone who may be using cloud products for the first time and listening to this video on what cloud security updates are about. So application context was not a thing in the past. Basically, people would actually use ISE context as a way to say you have application context, but technically that's just your infrastructure, not the actual application. Like it would not tell you you have secrets that are being leaked in your GitHub repository. It would not tell you that you have potential open source libraries that are being leaked at the moment. So that core to cloud intelligence piece is probably the biggest key here for me so far. Takeaway. I think the other ones I'm keen to see, apart from the app DNA and core to cloud intelligence, the two things I'm taking away from so far.
4 is all about AI. Look, at Prisma Cloud, we've been using AI for over 4 years.
Palo Alto has been there for a long time, and some of these big providers like your Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and others, I call them granddaddies because they've stood the test of time. They know exactly what's up with cybersecurity for so many years, and it's really interesting to see that they're also giving importance to the UI experience that customers would have. So it'd be really interesting to see what the UI looks like with the application context. So far, I don't see anything negative. You know how Azure ID became Entra ID? I wonder if this is one of those updates where the entire Prisma Cloud suite might become Darwin, but well, time will tell. But I'm going to continue listening to this. Okay, many of us would have seen this attack path before. They think call it an infinity graph. I love the cool Marvel comic kind of name. If people have opinion on this as well, I would love to hear it. But it seems like that's another update on the Project Darwin as well. All right, let's continue watching the remaining.
And put the power of Prisma Cloud right in the palm of your hands. That's right. I'm talking about a mobile app.
Okay, they have a mobile app. I don't know how many cloud providers or CSPMs or CNAPPs out there are doing an on-the-go mobile app thing. So this is okay. I did not expect that. I mean, the demos were interesting, and what they're trying to do with the code to cloud thing is definitely sounds very fascinating to be able to fix in cloud, fix in code, or manually fix it. But a mobile app? All right, let's see what else is there. Sorry, Android folks. I think it's only iPhone so far.
They have a dedicated section.
Okay, interesting. They have a dedicated application security practitioner view. All right, AppSec folks, there's something special for you here as well. For the reason I'm highlighting this is because I don't think I've seen this in any CSPM provider out there. I mean, you can change your viewpoint for I'm an admin, non-admin, normal, all of that. But we've been talking about having a different viewpoint for majority teams, developers, and security teams. Having an app security is just different. Just really, and obviously, I don't know how this turned on, but it's really interesting that they have a dedicated view for it.
I hope you're as excited as I am to get your hands on this release. We're starting the rollout today. In security, we make things too complicated. Workload security, IAM security, CSPM, CWP. Ultimately, you need to be thinking about reducing risks and breaches in your application. Applications are the most important things you have to think about. It's really that simple.
I agree with this, and that's why I left it there in the video, that we do definitely go into a lot of the specifics of it, but I definitely agree with Ankur on this one. All right, let's see what else is there to wrap up. Hey, what's up everyone? So I'm concluding the video on my conclusion of the trip from Porto to Lisbon in my train right now. Well, not my train, but Portuguese train. But the conclusion so far for the Palo Alto Prisma Cloud Darwin announcement has been really interesting. The whole code to cloud intelligence thing, I have not seen many people bring the two into one platform, so I definitely believe this is probably a first one. But if you have seen someone do this without having multiple integrations, I would love to hear that in the comment as well. The second update was a mobile update, mobile app. I don't know if I'm going to use a mobile app as a cloud engineer, but maybe you are the one who's going to use a mobile app. If you are, definitely let that in the comment as well. The third one, which was the UI update, they had a whole product demo at the end, which I did not put that in the air for obvious reasons, but if you watch the entire demo, I would love to hear what you think about the demo and if it's an improved Prisma Cloud as well. The final conclusion is obviously the fact that overall, I think the Infinity Graph was something that you may have seen before in other CNAPP products and CSPM products, but I like the name Infinity Graph, so I'm going to keep using that. I'm not going to call it attack path anymore. I'm going to call it Infinity Graph. And yeah, if you have any more comments on this, or if you want me to actually review any other keynote or announcement that's made by a cybersecurity company, definitely let me know as well. Otherwise, you know where to find me for the cloud security questions. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.